Hey, it's the Spiritual Diva here, and I want to welcome our guest today, Shanikqua.
Hi.
We're starting a new video series called Healthy and Happy Life, and we're going to be talking to people who have overcome obstacles and are making lives better for themselves and other people. So, welcome today, Shanikqua. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
So, we're going to start off with your story. If you can just share your story with us.
Okay, so I'm Shanikqua, and my story started last year in June, and I was overweight. I was over 200 pounds, approximately 206 pounds, and I was experiencing like health issues. My knees were hurting, my chest was hurting, and I just couldn't take it anymore. So from there on, I started, exercising, eating right, and that's where my journey started, and now I'm here.
So, how did you feel after you accomplished your goal?
I felt really great. Like I wanted to cry about it. That's how excited I was. I was just so happy because I was always the chubby girl growing up, and my family is African American. They eat a lot of soul food, so that's what they fed me, and I was so used to eating lots of junk food and fattening food, and I thought that's how it was supposed to be, and I was always teased. But now that I'm, normal weight, and I feel a lot better. I feel lighter, healthier. I feel good.
So, in your journey, were there times that you wanted to give up? And if so, like, what kept you going?
Um, there wasn't a time where I wanted to actually give up. There were days where I was like, oh, I just need to rest today, maybe like one day out of the week. But I was so determined to, be healthy and be more inclined with myself and help others that I didn't want to stop. And I still don't want to stop. And I never have those days where I'm just like, oh, I just want to give up. I always want to keep going and going and going.
So you sound pretty motivated. How
Yes.
were the people around you? Like, you said there were people that you wanted to help, and were they supportive? I know at times when we make changes, family and friends are like, well, what's happening?
Yeah.
So how was the response to that?
A lot of people that I haven't seen in a while, they'll they'll ask for help, and they're like, "Oh, you look so great. Um, and we just need some motivation because you inspire us." But those who are very close to me, they're more so like very negative about it. In the beginning, when I lost, 10, 15 pounds, they were like, oh, you look great, because they were used to seeing me at a certain weight, and I had lost weight before, so I was around that same size, and it was like, this is how we want you to be. But once I started going, because I just didn't want to stop, and I still didn't feel healthy enough, they started saying things like, oh, you look like a crackhead, um, you look old, you're too skinny, you need to eat more. It was a lot of negative comments. I even had one of my close friends text me and ask me if I was sick, because everybody keeps asking him if I'm sick, if I have some type of disease. And it was extremely hurtful, and there have been nights where I cried because people asked me things like that. And also my mom, she asked me if I was anorexic at one point, and it's very hurtful. But I actually spoke to some of my friends, and I actually spoke with you about it because you said that you had the same experience, and that's how I got over certain things, because I had to realize that with change comes, negative and positive comments, and you have to take it with a grain of salt and keep moving. You have to do what's good for yourself and not what everybody else wants you to do.
So your story sounds very inspirational. I know we. So throughout your journey, what is your biggest challenge that you're facing now?
Um, I guess my biggest challenge is overcoming the negative comments that people have to say about me. Um, we're all human, so negativity gets to us, but I'm just learning how to, cope with it, and also become more spiritually inclined with myself, just so I can ignore the negativity and continue to be positive, so I can basically kind of be like a beacon of light for everybody else and spread the positivity to other people, and allow them to become more cognizant of like health, become more self-awareness, and all this other stuff. So I guess that's my biggest challenge.
So you spoke about spirituality and educating others.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do to ensure your overall well-being?
I go to yoga, Bikram yoga. I know it's very hot. A lot of people are like, I can't do it, but it's an open eye meditation that you do for 90 minutes, and you become very spiritually inclined, and you also learn how to work through a hot class, which can kind of correlate to the chaos that we deal with in the outside world. So once you correlate those two, you learn how to meditate and bring everything together, your mind, body, and soul, and learn how to live in chaos and just be, positive at all times. And that's how I maintain myself at this time.
Well, I want to thank you for joining us for this interview. Your story is very motivational, and you're helping others. Do you have any last minute advice to anybody else going through this experience or any hardships?
First of all, I want to say thank you for having me, and thank you, world. I would like to say just keep going, no matter what you're going through, hard times, or if you're happy. It doesn't matter about the negative comments that people have to say. Do what's right and what's best for you, and just live a happy life. If you want to go to boxing, if you want to go to yoga, do what makes you feel good, and be healthy, live long, and live happy.
So thank you guys for joining us. For more information, go to www.thespiritualdivabblog.com. And remember, guys, you have to be the love to live the love.